Hello again, Stitchers, and welcome back to Mother Buck's Cross Stitch, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Terry, and I'm going to be just telling you what I'm working on currently. My big project is the Heaven and Earth Designs 2025 SAL, and I am working on Jelly World was my choice of a chart to do, and I'm just loving it. I am using 18 count Ada and doing tent stitch 2 over 1. And this is where I am right now. I have actually picked up the pace a little bit. Last week, I remember I was telling you I was having problems with, or the week before last, I was telling you I was having problems with procrastination, doing everything but working on this. Between then and now, I had a week off because I was under the weather. And even though I was under the weather, I did get a little bit of stitching done. And now this week I've picked up a lot. I actually have about 7,500 stitches in, and it's starting to look really good. I'm getting some contrasting colors in, and that's just by choice. I just wanted to see something besides blue for a change. But I do love the colors on it. And I'm really glad it's starting to kind of take shape. I mean, I'm starting to see what I'm looking for, and I'm still enjoying it immensely. And I'm looking forward to hopefully getting the 12 pages done by the end of the year. If I have 6 pages done, I will be super happy. I don't know that I'll get the 4 pages that were given to us in this first section done before the end of March, but I'll do my best. It'll be a good portion of it anyway, and it'll be a good step towards the 6 pages. So that's where I am on that one. Be sure and let me know how you're doing. Team Jelly all the way. And some of you are already done with this portion. You're ready to move on to the next portion as soon as you get it, and I am so envious. I wish I stitched that fast, but I don't. So I'm happy with what I've got done, and we'll just keep going on. I mentioned last time also that I needed a little bit more on my Whipgo board. I had the called number for the 20th done. I did not have the 11th done. As you can see now, I do have it done. And that was some back stitching. And I only had an hour's worth. And this I actually did while I was sick. It was pretty easy to just complete it, and I did some back stitching right here with the leaves and this flower, and you can see between the 2 flowers how much difference it makes, especially on these dimensions projects. They are very back stitch heavy, and for good reason. It just defines the entire picture. It just makes such a big difference. So I'm glad I got that done. As soon as I have more than one back stitch square on my Whipgo board, and so rather than going to one of my other ones, I'll probably come back to this one when it comes up again. And I'm actually, since I've caught up and I have my 2 numbers completed for this month, I'm really looking forward to, in the next week or so, getting the next 2 numbers just to see what I'm going to be working on. I love the mystery of this. It's like a grab bag. You don't know what you're going to be getting next. And lastly, I talked about wanting to do a temperature chart, and I found a great one on Etsy called The Year in Color, and this, I am caught up with it as far as the dates are concerned, and you can see it comes around like a pinwheel. Let's see if I can hold this up for you. And this is the January ends right here. And this is February starting right here, those outlines. I did not have the center medallions done, and so I started on those when I was working on this during the week. And I worked on this one while I was sick as well because it was short amounts of stitching. It made it easy. If I got too tired to work on it, it wasn't a big deal. I have a few more colors to fill in on the center medallions. Then once those are filled in, then I just have the rest of it to do as the days progress. But you'll notice, you see how close I am to the edge over here? Luckily, January is as far as this chart comes out. I am just I mean, I have like maybe 5 stitches that I could do beyond that in for the January. And I don't really know how I mismeasured it, but I have enough. Part of the thing is, I know it looks very off-centered. Part of the thing is on this side, on this left side, is where the temperatures and the legend for the temperatures goes. And I think I really might have just left that off. I don't know that I want that there, but since I measured it that way, I'll put it there. But I think on the next one, if it does include a legend, I might leave that off. I am enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to looking for some for next year. I did notice on this one, it came Celsius or Fahrenheit. I'm using Celsius just because that's what I see most often. And I did notice that it had 29 days for February. And this year's there's only 28. Last year there was 29. So I'm going to be deleting one of the little blocks for the end of February. But it will still be fine. It won't be noticeable. And I think that's all I've got for today. If you've worked on a temperature chart, let me know how it went. I'm hoping that it's not something that I put aside and get tired of before the year is over. It's still early in the year. But so far, so good. And I'm looking forward to seeing it continue. I'm kind of halfway wishing that our temperatures would change more. Our temperatures are very similar this month, just within 2 or 3 degrees of each other either way. And so I'm getting a lot of the same things. And I talked about this last time. It has options for either a black work square or a solid cross stitch square. And so I'm alternating between the two just to give it a little more interest, because the temperatures are so close to the same, and it moves in a sort of an ombre fashion. Because the temperatures are the same, you don't really see the difference very much, and this just adds some interest to it too. But either way, I'm enjoying working on it. I hope I keep that interest till the end of the year. We'll see what happens. And I think that's it for today. I just wanted to drop in, let you know how I'm going. By next time, we should have the new numbers for February, and I'll tell you what I'm working on for my WIPGO for February. I'm anxious to see myself because I'm anxious to touch some of my other projects. Since I've been concentrating on Jelly World, I'm really getting the itch to touch some of my other projects. I'm trying to force myself not to start anything new because I have so many WIPs that I need to do. So we'll see how well I do on that as well. And until next time, happy stitching.